This is a rail car. The rail car was up on top of the five silos. And when they would load it up, and then they would open it up, the gates here, open it like this. And the different grade of coal would go down in the different silos. And what would happen, the rail car was up on the top. It had it's just, if you look at the wheels are just like a regular train. There was an arm that reached out and they up off of the main silo number one, like a scoop that would get the coal and bring up all the bolts and put in here. And those pulleys, the pulleys were powered by either mules or horses. And they would pull it up, and then they go back and let it down, and then they go back again. That's how they got it in here. And they would pull it here, and as I say, then dump it in the various coal silos. Talk about, our pulley system, how this is one pulley, which is very difficult. Even myself, you got to go 2 hands to do it. And as you get over to 3 different pulleys, it gets a little bit easier. And as we get over to the 6 pulleys, it's shivs. It's just it's very easy to move up and down. Kids get a big bang out of that, trying to see how they can pick that up so easily. So we have to talk here again. It gets back to the STEM piece of it, about how how back in the day how they move equipment. They didn't have big bucket loaders and stuff like that. It's all done by hand, and that's how that all worked. There began to be a lot of fighting going on, actually fist fighting going on down at the various locks, especially in the 5 combines, because it took about an hour and a half to go through, an hour and a half to go through the 5 locks, and so people want to get their boat in there, get the materials, and get going, and so actually they would end up getting off the boats and have a little fight boxing thing going on to try to get ahead of somebody. And this area here is here again is part of the feeder canal right here by Griffin Lumber. And in the coal silos, and this is where the boats would park to end up unload their coal. Each one of the locks had an area where the lock tender shanty was, and then end up and it's the most. The amazing thing about it is you look at the weight of some of, especially the paper from Finch paper. Back then it was Finch pine. And it's very, very heavy. The lumber was very, very heavy. But it's hard to believe when you look at, we have pictures in the office about of some of the boats that went down through, and the way they designed them to be able to have all that weight and still be able to maneuver in 4 feet of water, some even less than that, 3 feet of water, and end up. And all the water was regulated up at the dam where the main entry of the feeder canal is.